The journey of accomplishing the Sulam project was an arduous one and has taught me a variety of lessons and has made me look at certain things in a different perspective in terms of communication-wise, friendship-wise, and time management-wise. This project also has given me an insight on how events are ran, so that if another event were to be ran, I would definitely know what to expect as I could pull out the lessons from the Sulam project. Building relationships. The Sulam project has not only taught me tangible knowledge such as the consequences of using drugs or what the characteristics of drugs are. It has also introduced me to new friends such as Fad and Amir. This subject has already introduced us to each other earlier in the term, and yes, we've sat with each other during class time and talked to each other once in a while, but outside the class, we had never spoken to each other until the Sulam project came by. Whilst working on the Sulam project, we had to communicate with each other even outside class time, and after a while those Sulam conversations diverted and we started to discuss issues that are not even Sulam related. These conversations led to a mamat lunch, and the mamat lunch led to us sharing memes with each other together in our WhatsApp group, and that led us to play Fortnite one too many times. These are memories that are priceless and will be treasured in the times to come. Human communication. As I've mentioned previously, failure in communicating with each other effectively could result in a more chaotic and an undesirable situation. This then could lead to minor disputes, which could lead to a full-blown argument, which is unwanted. In my opinion, we as a team failed to communicate effectively in the earlier stages of the Sulam project, resulting in some of us to be a bit clueless on where we are on our subject. And I admit, I was one of them. I was a bit cloudy on certain things, but after a few discussions amongst ourselves and the rest, we managed to disperse the clouds and pinpoint our targets. Discipline. Discipline is a vital component that is needed in order to have a happy and a successful life. Without discipline, one would have floated endlessly in the waves of life and would be lost until one found and constantly practices discipline in one's life. During the Sulam project, I found that I lacked the discipline to achieve certain tasks as I procrastinated on buying the equipment needed for the Sulam project, and had also procrastinated on conducting any group meetings, leading to us having last-minute issues. These are the lessons that I will take to heart and make sure that it will not be repeated in the future. Confidence. The Sulam project for my group revolves around the students throwing ping pong balls into a plastic cup. This is easier said than done, as we had to control hordes of rowdy teenagers, which is extremely tough. Confidence from the game organizers is a detrimental factor in order to keep the game running smoothly and in line with our original plan. The 4 groups were split into 2 larger groups, and each larger group was assigned a table. The game organizers, which is us, would then guide them to play the game. One might say that our game went well, as there were loud cheering from the students and it seemed like they were enjoying it, and I certainly hope they did. But I must confess, for my table, I did feel like I was doing everything by myself, from informing them the rules of the game, to asking them the questions, to making sure they're not looking at the answer sheet that I was holding. I also had to make sure that the same players aren't throwing the ball one too many times. And again, this is easier said than done, as teenagers are extremely rowdy and they never listen to their seniors. They also often talked over each other loudly, resulting in me having to raise my voice in order to attract their attention. I do not place this blame on anyone in particular, as this is clearly a failure in communication on my part for not asking my team members from the other table group to come and help me. In conclusion, I've learned a lot of life lessons from the Sulam project, such as time management, discipline, building up new friendships and making new friends. This was definitely an unforgettable experience. Well, at least for the rest of this term.